Good evening, it's Kuro. Got a rank sprint game in my T61. This was a game that was requested on the forums. Going over the matchmaking, looking at an enemy Farragut, Egglay, and an enemy T61 who's in a division with a DeGraw. This division is, in my opinion, the biggest threat to me and my team. The battleships, they're all food. Um, So I'm going to talk a little bit about T61. T61, in my opinion, is primarily a torp boat. It does have, 4 guns with a decent reload. Um, the AP at this tier is not reliable for fighting other destroyers. Um, you can land pen damage, but again, it's not consistent. Most ships, if they give you flat broadside, you're just going to overpin them. So you're stuck trying to use your HE, which has the reduced alpha, and it just means that you're always seemingly crawling behind um, enemy destroyers when you're trying to pick a gunfight with them. So, and that pretty much tracks with what I've been seeing playing Hatsuharu. I've been killing T61s by the fucking bushel. They're one of my favorite DDs to run into just because, the guns just chip away at my HP and, I cleave, 1400 to, 2100 off them per every time I drop the hammer on them. And it's that kind of thing that, you know, obviously that's not good trades for you. So you don't really want to engage in much stand up, DD versus destroyer fighting. So this is the kind of sneaky shit that you do. You're a German DD, you do get Hydro. I'm going to go ahead pause it up here. Um, what I'm doing, oh hell, screw this alarm. What I'm doing is I'm basically playing the weak flank. I know the enemy team's pushing into CCAP just because of RPF. I've been following it. I know that there's going to be guys here. This Hydro is what I call a defensive Hydro. It's fantastic for allowing you to hang out in caps and just spam torps, and you're pretty much completely invulnerable to being torped by the enemy while you have your Hydro. It gives you and your allied DDs a major advantage that you can park in here and DDs can come all around you and nobody's going to hit a torp all that time. In the meantime, your entire team's throwing torps at the enemy and they may or may not have the luxury of having a hydro, and everybody knows a DD that takes torps, they're probably in for a very short uh, or very painful game. So what I'm doing, this hydro is very short range. Your guns don't have the DPM to do the typical Z52 thing where you smoke up and you use that concealment in your smoke with your hydro to self spot enemy DDs and farm them. You don't have the kind of gun DPM to win those fights before you just get rushed down, and then you're in and like an even fight. And for the most part it's an uneven fight because the ships that'll rush you down will be things like Egglay, things like Farragut that have a lot more DPM with their guns than you do, and they're just going to push inside, and unless you can land some torps, they're going to mess you up. So it's better, in my opinion, to just play the team scout. Come in here, get a solid piece of cover between you and the enemy, so they can't just rush right into you, and let your Hydro do a little bit of spotting. Now, take note of how I'm playing this, because this is how you should be playing it. I just picked up a torpit on the enemy T61. You know, almost 13k off a DD that has 16,800 max HP. His game's pretty much done. You know, he's not even 3 minutes into the game, and he's been neutralized. He's still going to try to hang in there and cap B cap. Um, you know, this is my intent here. You know, I got lucky with the torps there. I had a hunch that somebody's going to be there, and I stacked a tight set of torps. So it's not 100% luck, but you know, this is definitely the feather in the cap kind of thing. All right, you know, I already wrecked a DD. You know, I've already given my team at least a 12-point advantage. You know, it's going to be a lot more by the time they actually get around to capping it. But I'm not going to sit here and overplay my hand. You can see these DDs are starting to get antsy. You've got a DeGraw back here. The enemy is looking to push. They have the force here to push. You look at, you know, my team's going to be kiting out soon. This Galissoniere is already moving. You know, he's already taken a bunch of damage. You know, I've gotten, you know, a little bit of spotting damage on the enemy DDs. More importantly, everybody's reset. You know, so this cap's going to take a long time to cap. Um, you know, I've played safe. I played conservative. I still have 50 seconds of hydro. I still have a smoke. I still have my speed boost, and I still have torps that I can turn around and just dump on this point if I think that anybody is going to try to rush me. My point is, everything that I've done is given my team a major early advantage in this game. And what you're going to see here is somebody just throw it all away because he gets in his head, ooh, we're contesting. And he's not understanding, I've already done the job. It's done. It's over. Anything else that you do, you know, is very high risk. And DDs, don't be this guy. Do not be this guy. Watch his HP here. This guy is not getting out of it. He basically barrel rushed around that corner, dropped smoke, dropped his set of torpedoes, and is gone. That fast. Now look at the situation. We're a ship down, we're big time behind on points, and okay, I'm flipping the cap, yeah, they're capping a point, but he's basically negated almost everything I've done with just dumbass play. Do not be that guy. You know, there's nothing good in playing like that as a destroyer player. It's freaking shameful. So, this was part of my plan. Just come right back into B-cap, especially after I had that torpit. That guy isn't going to be able to resist me when I come back in. You know, DeGraw takes a big hit. I start throwing some shots out there on the DeGraw, try to, you know, get a little bit of damage, get some fires, whatever I can get. You know, I threw those torpedoes out there. I know stuff's going to be coming around the corner. This Egglay, he makes a good dodge. Um, but this is all, you know, really safe play. You know, if you look, I'm not using all my guns. I'm using the back guns. I don't have hydro right now, unfortunately. But I'm just, you know, chipping away at the enemy. A little bit here, a little bit there. Let it all add up. Well, I preserve my hit points. You know, and my aim isn't the best at this game. But, you know, you can see that, you know, one shell hit, you know, is less than 500 damage. You know, it's gonna struggle a bit trying to keep up with some of the higher DPM boats. So don't play this like it's a gunboat. It's not gonna work for you. It's not what this thing was built to do. You know, right now, hydro's coming back, but my smoke's down. You know, German DDs have a natural ebb and flow with how strong they are. And they are at their strongest when they have both smoke and hydro available. And absolute strongest when they have all of their consumables available, including your speed boost. So when you're taking, things into account, German DDs, you're not sitting there just constantly hanging in there, because when your stuff goes on cooldown, smart DD players understand that's when you're weak. They're going to rush you. That's when they're going to really crank on the pressure and try to get you to get caught out, get messed up, and they're just going to string you up and bone you like a fish. So don't let it happen. My smoke's on cooldown. We've got a points lead now. We've chipped down that egg lay a bit. I'm just gonna kite out. You know, uh, and I'm just gonna sweep back here. We've got an egg lay that's harassing uh, my battleships back here. So I'm gonna push up, see if I can help them with that. Um, gonna look to see what I can do with my torps. Um, this ship, being a torpedo boat, it's absolutely frightening what this thing can do to the enemy's battleship core, and not just a battleship core. The torps are, probably the best performing against enemy destroyers as far as hit percentage. They're fast. They're got good concealment. They've got pretty good alpha, especially as far as German torpedoes go. Um, you've got a ridiculous reload. Um, but I mean, the thing is with torps, you still need to make sure that you're going to land the hits, because it doesn't matter how many torps you chuck. If you don't hit nothing, just doesn't matter. So I'm coming up. I'm using this island as cover from the enemy torps. I don't know if they're going to run out or not. And I'm just checking my angles. Okay, this Queen Elizabeth, he's angled to me. He's not the best target. This Fuso, well, this guy looks like he's going to run aground. He's broadside to me. Nobody really knows I'm here. So I'm going to wait till this guy runs aground. He's naturally going to try to back off the island, and that's when I'm going to dump these torps. The enemy egglay spots or gets spotted. He starts opening fire. You know, I could shoot, I could do whatever, but by doing that, I'm going to blow my torp. So I'm just going to call target on the enemy egglay. Um, it looks like we've got enemy DDs pushing for ACAP. Hatsuzuki's headed back to, try to keep ACAP secure. And right here, I'm just spotting, just, again, playing safe. Torpedoes look good. And just knock the stuffings out of this Fuso. Now, yes, right here, I could open fire. I could shoot up this Fuso. I could probably get the kill. But at what cost? If I start shooting, I'm revealing myself to the Fuso, the Queen Elizabeth. One of those guys shoots me. They get lucky RNG. I'm looking at being half HP. And once you hit that stage, you got to start being mindful with what you can and can't do. So instead, I'm just going to come up here. I want to keep B secure. I want to provide a pinch, so if this Farragut starts trying to run away from Hatsuzuki, he's just going to run into me, and I'll kill him. I still have, my smoke and my hydro, so my ship's still very strong. I'm taking a look, kind of seeing what's going on. Hatsuzuki kills the Farragut, and I spot the Arizona. Now, I'm going to slow this down here because this game's starting to wind down. I have been, I'll just put it this way. I've been a good boy. I have saved my hit points all game. And now I've got a decisive moment where we're at 850 points. I can rush this battleship, and if I can sink him and not die, I can do a lot to secure this victory for our team. This Queen Elizabeth, it's not fast enough to try to come back and back cap or anything like that. You know, killing this Arizona clinches the game. So I've been good. I've got the hit points to do it. I'm just gonna go and do it. And this comes with experience. Know when you can play aggressive. This is the difference between me and that gallant early in the game. I have played very measured, very conservative, but now that I see a chance to actually clinch the game and win, I'm gonna just expend those hit points. I am gonna try to juke this guy a little bit. You see, I do the little wiggle there. He takes it that I'm turning to torp him. He shoots. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and stop it there because why I stayed bow on, it made me a smaller target. But not only did it make me a smaller target, he basically has to shoot through my superstructure to try to knock out the torps. And it's very rare that you can actually lose torpedo tubes with somebody shooting HE right through, the bow of your ship. His hope is that he's able to knock out or permanently destroy my torpedo tubes, and that means that I might not be able to kill him. So I protected my torpedo tubes. I took the hit. It was a big hit. It's not something that I can take a second one of those. So, at this point, I'm just going to be aggressive and finish it. Get in here, going to use both sets of torps. Even though the first one he's done, I know it. That second one's just insurance. And, this game's done. And this is, smart, decisive destroyer play right here. Anytime you can play like this in a destroyer, you're going to win a lot of games. I ranked out today with like an 80 some odd percent win rate in T61, 78% win rate in my Hatsuharu, and just you know tore through this. And the reason why was smart DD play. A lot of it transitions over, uh, from ship to ship, just smart DD play. Some of these ships have little gimmicks, like your Hydro. You know, I see a lot of T61s get in a situation where they try to run their Hydro like it's a Z52 Hydro, and they just get, stomped. And that's not a good place to be. Um, you're not going to be able to smoke right up because and use your Hydro to detect that DD and then just gun him down. You don't have the DPM. Your Hydro's not long enough. Don't play your T61 like that. Don't play your low and mid tier. Uh, Even Z46 to an extent struggles with that because the Hydro isn't the full German Hydro that you typically would have. So here's my T61 commentary. This commentary, I think, shows a lot of just general smart destroyer play and also shows that measured aggression that you need to really be successful in destroyers, and know, when to play safe, when to play cautious, when to be conservative, and when to grab the enemy by the throat and just rip their guts right out. And when you learn this, it's the key to the city. You own everything, and that is what separates the scary good destroyer players from everybody else. So I hope this video was informative for you guys. There was a lot of contrast there. There's a lot of material in here. Some of it I just wasn't going to have time to be able to talk about it. I hope you guys can dig through and kind of, see any sort of hidden gems in there. Feel free to ask me any questions. I'm more than willing to answer anything that you guys ask. I hope you guys are having a good night, and I will talk to you later.